This is a science fiction story. This story did not ever happen, and it's written by me and written out of my wild Janie imagination. This race is called the Leeches. You know, this is a real race of people, not true. They call them the antenna people. As I started going towards, Willow's place there, and next thing you know, the big flying V of lights in the sky, and all of a sudden, and next thing you know, I teleported on board this awful big, humongous spaceship called the antenna race. With antennas sticking out of the head sickle. As they turn around, there was many people I know from Willow Place, also from prison. I was in the cave with the other few. But I realized one thing, that these people were sensitive to bright light and stuff like that, because the sun is going supernova in the planet that came here to steal our sun. So when I steal our galaxy, steal sun from our galaxy, put in their galaxy be. So what happened was, I found out their plan. I realized we can't steal our sun, because we will be dead if we do that. So as a result, I figured out what to do. We gotta get out of this force field cell. Okay, so we started fooling around with it. I started fooling around with stuff, but finally, I managed to sort out the force field. And then we got to, and then they tried to come out and they tried to transmit microwaves to try to kill us by microwave, by trying to microwave us to death by microwave ovens. But as a result, we stood up and we said, no. I pushed the call button, the Motorola G, and as soon as it transmitted it actually interfered, it destroyed the advanced microwave weapons to neutralize the weapon, basically. Whoa, I'm on to something. I realized, again, I keep pushing call button, keep calling 911, it's gonna, even if I can wipe out the whole race that way. As we got there, as the ship got in, of course by then the ship already deep space, heading towards the sun, and realized that we gotta, turn around and get back. By then I have figured out what I did is I evacuated the oxygen. As we got in a room, we pressurized one room, one of the ship, and there's nobody in that one area. Then then I found out where the teleportation system is. Then I locked on to all the antenna race, and I beamed them into deep space. As they got in deep space, they got sucked into the sun by gravity and bursted in pieces. As all of them totally wiped out, we decided we're going to turn this spaceship around, and I'm going to get back to Earth. As we turn around, we start to head back to Earth, But, as a result, we got back to Earth all right, but it was the wrong time. It wasn't the year, 2015, but it was the year 1920. But then I realized I realized Patterson Street, there was a vortex there, a wormhole. So then I found the wormhole led to 2015. So I entered the wormhole, come out in 2015, the other end of the wormhole. As a result, here, when I made it there, all of a sudden they came out and everybody looked around, amazed at the spacecraft, couldn't figure it. I figured we gotta land it somewhere, can't land it here. Not on Patterson, that landed a little too big. We could land Mount Hope International Airport, and so when we flew it to Mount Hope, we landed it, and all of a sudden it was swamped by Canadian military pouring out in jeeps and army trucks, everything else. The place was swamped by armed forces, and what I did is I got on air traffic control tower, radioed them on the ship and said, "The Earth people, we bagged another UFO. A brave ladies of Willow Place bagged another one, captured another danger race, and destroyed and knocked another dangerous one out of the galaxy." And finally, they shut down their arms and reopened the ship, came out, and flash bulbs were popping and light bulbs were popping and everything else, and much more like flash bulbs were starting to pop like this. Pop like this. Popping like this. Popping like crazy. You can't figure out why. As a result, we couldn't figure out why the flash bulbs were actually out of newspapers. How do you feel to bag another UFO? How do you feel to bag another one? How do you bag another one? What do? We start newspapers, subject face, flash bulbs popping there like crazy. And we couldn't figure out why. As a result, we turned around and we just figured that, well, we got one thing to do. So, and after that, we ended up receiving the highest honor ever given by Her Royal Majesty Queen Elizabeth, decorated us the higher honor ever given for saving the Earth from all these invaders that fifth UFO captured. At that point, by then, this is where the end of this, the end, the living end. Now, this story was produced by Sarah E. Jackson. It happened to be a story of great defeat and many things. People, so many ideas. This is my idea. I just wrote it out of my head. Something I'm thinking about, I write. I love to write stories about science fiction. Come up with some weird names. Sometimes I can think of great things I had written and by me and told by me, basically, Sarah E. Jackson. This concludes the story.